Yes, so the next part will be about the Roboflow kit, which is a way to integrate your custom Roboflow models. So you can train your own models there, or you can use models which are already existing into your app, and that within minutes. And what within minutes means, we will share soon. So just a short recap of what Roboflow is. I put it as a big citation down here. It's the world's largest collection of open source computer vision data sets and APIs. And like you can see here, quite prominent, Roboflow offers like more than 250,000 fine-tuned models, which are custom models for any type of understanding of data, for example. They offer more than 1 million data sets and have more than 500 million images available. And I'll also show you what that means. So basically on Roboflow, you can build, train, and deploy custom vision models. It supports detection, classification, segmentation, and key point detection. Meanwhile, on the left side here, you can see our kit we created. First, you see here Unity with the different functions you can use there, key point detection here, for example. And here you see our kit for the MetaQuest, which can track any object you can basically imagine. Here another example from Rick with Bo and someone from the Sense AI Academy community actually, who used segmentation for this shows to make it more interesting. And also another kit we created here for playing poker. We already made this session also about this you can find. And yeah, it basically offers this entire pipeline end to end from you can upload your own data there, you can annotate it. So choose which data means when you can just train your models and deploy it. It sounds quite easy. And I need to say it is quite easy. So yeah, to share it with you. And actually, there's 33 credits per month available for everyone who's creating an account for Roboflow. And I need to say 33 credits is really a lot. I barely used more than 10 or 12 credits overall per month. So yeah. And I just wanted to also give you already an update for the ones who already know about Toolkit and the ones who maybe don't know it. Usually we recommend you to use the local hosted method because it's much more performant and faster. But we also now support hosted inference, which is a bit slower, but you can see in the video here, it's still perfect for prototyping and much easier to set up because basically you can set it up in less than 5 minutes, I guarantee you. And yeah, you can see on the left side, you can do on your local server maybe up to 10 requests per second. And on the right side, it's up to 2 requests per second, which is still quite nice. And yeah, so before we show you how to integrate this toolkit, I just want to show you how you use Roboflow, what you need to watch for, and what are the steps you need to do before you use our toolkit. And basically, there's a first step you need to do. It's first the collection of data, like images of the objects you want to want to track, or want to train your model on. Then you annotate the data, which means you just go through each of the images and choose where on the image is the object of interest. But also that is really easy, and we show to you. Then you train your model, which is also completely automatically and just takes like 15 minutes, depending on how much data you put into it. And then you just call your model really simple with our toolkit. And the first step, like we said, will be a data collection. I just need to mention or want to mention here, actually, you should use a lot of images for that. Just as an example, 50 images is definitely not enough. For the my own model, I trained here with the panda beer and the normal beer. I used around 200 pictures. And you should also take care that if you want to track different objects at the same time with one model, you should actually try to keep balance between the pictures. If you, for example, have 100 pictures of the panda beer here and just 10 pictures of a brown beer, it's probably not so great for training your model. Also, we really recommend to capture the photos you want to use for training your own model with the MetaQuest itself. Because this headset you will later use to analyze these pictures for your objects. And it's really beneficial if you train your model with the same type of camera and light, different lighting, etc. When it would be in real also as soon you use it. And I already mentioned it. Different lighting, do pictures in different lighting, different environments, different rooms. Maybe go out of the house and do some pictures outside as well. Do different distances of the object and also pictures of different angles from the top view, side view, etc. So that you really have like a really, yeah, a, a really a data set which is really mixed. That's really helpful for having a good, consistent AI model. Um, yeah, how would you do that? So, how would you start? So, I already opened Roboflow here. Just a short introduction to Roboflow itself. You have here a tab with projects. I have already one project in here, and you can create more here. There's workflows available. I don't go into too much into that today. You can monitor and deploy your models. You can explore different models available already, so you don't need to train your entire models yourself. But here you really need to watch on the quality of the models, what pictures did they use, is it comparable to the camera of the MetaQuest? Because like I said, if it's two different cameras or distances, could be also a problem. And basically what else is important is here at your account, you have your free API keys, which would be here. And also you can overwatch your usage. Like I said, you have 30 credits per month. I just used 2 credits this month working on this topic. So you should have no problem to survive with that. So if I said you should collect pictures and you want to train your own model, basically you need to click here on creating a new project. This one would be yes, I just call it test beer, and it should annotate beers. I can choose if I want object detection, classification, segmentation of objects, etc. In this case, I go the easy way, having this bounding boxes, and just create object detection project. This one is really, really new. I didn't even see it 1 hour before. So just go with the traditional method. And I don't want to sync my project with my other project. And basically, you already created your first project like that. You can see now here, part by part, you will automatically will be pushed through this entire process, let's say. So basically what you need to do here is selecting some pictures. Like I mentioned, I already created some pictures on my MetaQuest. I will just upload some of them and wait some seconds for the upload being successful. I just do a couple of pictures here to show how it would work. But like I said, you should probably get some 100 images you annotate. and you need to go to the annotation next. So what is annotation? I will describe it shortly. So basically, why do you need to do annotation? It is for giving the raw data, because now, right now you just have images, you don't know anything about them, so you need to give meaning to them. But for example, by telling the AI, okay, at this position here, for example, there's a panda bear. And with that data, then the AI can learn later how to find these objects in images you didn't use for training later on the MetaQuest by itself. Yeah, it basically just teaches the AI how to understand the content of the images. And yeah, if you provide good annotation, it's really important for also receiving good models. So how would you annotate now in Roboflow? Basically, you can also label with a team if you work with multiple people. I will work now on my own, so I just press the label myself button. And here you see a picture. It was a screenshot actually from the MetaQuest. And you see there's the controller, there's a black bar in front of the object. It's a really bad image. You can clearly see it for even training on that. So just remove this from the project to not learn something wrong. Then we have here now a picture from the top. Here on the right side, you have a toolbar. For example, now I have this bounding box tool. It would work like the following. I just click here. I put a box around the object and I give it a class. This one, for example, is a panda bear. So I say panda. And that's already it. I just press this button saying I'm done. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm not done. I just wanted to go to the next image. This one, for example, now. There's again this controller and this virtual elements. It's not really a nice image to learn on, so I would just skip it as well. And here's our panda bear again. I will just mark it, choose the panda and go to the next image. Same one again. And that's how you can really fast annotate your images. And yes, you see it's really fast to also do a couple of 100 pictures like that. This one now is a beer, so I will annotate it different and go to the next image. That would be a bad image again, and that's how we continue. And at some point, we annotated all images or part of the images, and then we can go to the step data step. So now we have 4 images here in the, they are all in the training data set. And we actually could create a new dataset version. And we can also put them into different classes. There's a training set class, there's a test set, and a validation set. We can rebalance it automatically. And maybe because it's not even enough images, he's not doing it right now, but it would automatically, okay, that's how it works. Can split it. And that's actually quite important step to do, because if you would use all your images for training, then your AI just learns like how to perform on this training set. But actually, if you put images, for example, in a test set, they would not be used, or validation set, they would not be used for training itself. So you can measure on them at a later time point, or it will be also done automatically. How would the model perform on random data, which the model never saw before training? And with that, you can then really see like how it would perform in the real world. So that's why it's important to split your data set. Actually, there's another slide for that. So you should split your data set. Probably it's usually like 70% training data set, 30% test data set, for example. You should do some pre-processing on the images and adding augmentation. For example, here you can add pre-processing steps. Here, for example, you can change the color of the images automatically. That will be done randomly during the training process. Same when with pre-processing steps, where you can change the size of the images, cropping them out. And these functions are just like adding like random transformations to the images, which are maybe not always realistic, but it makes it harder for the model which is training to learn from this data, and making it harder then is helping you in the real world in different cases where the model is performing better than. And that's how you would just continue going through here. And then you can create a new dataset version. And as soon you have a dataset version now with 4 images, then you can start training your own model. You can click on here and you can choose actually which model you want to have. We already mentioned before the YOLO model, you only look once from Ultralytics, but Roboflow also offers their own models. I definitely recommend you to watch here also on the descriptions. You should really go for models in your use cases, which are really fast and real-time models. This one takes a bit longer for training, but we definitely prefer it in our application from fast models, even if it's maybe not always the highest accuracy. And here, for example, Roboflow 3.0 models have more like a balance of both. And you would just continue and your model is training itself. And if all of that would be done at some point, then you would have something like I already did here. You would have models already trained. You can see how these models was performing. This one is one of the versions I have. You learn about the training process, how good the model performed on the validation data set and the test data set in tracking your objects on the images. And yeah, then these models are directly available to use. Basically, there's APIs available, which you can just use with model ID to use. And that's where now the last step would come in, which is the toolkit we created for you, because calling these endpoints yourself sometimes can be additional work, and you maybe want to test fast what you can track, etc. So we created this AI toolkit for Roboflow. That's the Meta PCA Roboflow toolkit or a repository on GitHub right now. And basically what you could do is you can clone this GitHub project using any application you want to use for that to your local computer. And then you would just open it with Unity. It's at the new version 6.0.2. And that I already did. And I opened the project here. And that's the basic setup you would have if you open it. Meta XR SDK is already installed. And you have this basic scene with building blocks, which we already saw before. The digital camera rig pass-through, because you need access to the camera API. Environment raycaster to get the distance also to the object, because you want to have a 3D position in real world of the objects. And our Roboflow caller, which is basically taking all the hard programming work away from you. So now I already have here a different example, but I will change that. So the first part here is the references in the scene, which you don't need to touch actually, because it's already set up. Then this Roboflow object prefab is this ball, which you already see in our examples before. It's just like the object which we put at the detection place, which you can also change to your custom prefabs. And then you have classes here, and I have strange names in here. So I would first look like what classes did I create inside of my project. And it's in here, classes and tags. So I have my model has the beer class, and it has the panda class. I would copy it in here. And I set a confidence, like what is the minimum level of confidence the AI need to have to accept the input to be true. So here, like 76% accuracy. And I just copy the model I want to use. For example, now I want to use AI XR AI Beers version 6 I was training, and I put it in here. And if you want to use a local server, which we already have some videos on how to set it up, but you can also ask us anytime. You could put a flag here, and then you can define your local IP address. If you don't do that, you don't need to do any more setup. You can directly use the application like this. The only thing you need to take care of, I already did it here, is as soon you download the application, you actually need to put your API key into the application. Exactly, we describe it also in our GitHub repository here. Create a file in this folder, which has this input. And at this position, you put your API key. Your API key for Roboflow, you can find on the website. If you go to your credit settings, you see here under your name the API keys. And this you could just copy and put into this file which you created by yourself. And I already did that here. And yeah, basically what I just need to do is just build my application and test it. Exactly. And I'll check if the headset's running. Yes. Like we already showed in the video in the beginning, the inference over the using the hosted API is a bit slower. We probably just get two requests per responses per second. Local server would be like a 5 times faster, for example. But yeah, like you will see in some seconds, it's still great for building your applications, and also really nice for the competition, because with that you will be able to send it to the competition, because probably the jury will not build their own local server extra for your applications. So yeah, it's a really nice way of yeah, being able to use this kit. I will just share my view with you. And now you can see this to BSC again. And if I now start the application, I press run Roboflow, you see nothing is happening because the model takes some time to start. And in the beginning also it's quite slow now. And now you see there's some more updates. So the server got started, let's say. And now I can move away the beers, and they are following me. You see if I put my hand around there, the position of the tracking is a bit off. It's just because my hands are blocking this distance a bit. But overall, this tracking works quite fine and is also quite fast for hosted tracking. Exactly. And that's how easy it is to use the toolkit now, and how fast you can get started developing with it. You probably wonder now, it probably could be a problem. You don't have this figures we render and be available. Um, can I just change it to any other model? And yes, you can do that. So you can just search in the Explorer for a different model. I just have a banana available, and probably that's like something which is existing or is available to everyone out there. So I just search for nice model to detect these bananas. And what I would look for here is first for a model which has, or first for something which has a model. And then also maybe what has quite a lot of images. Here's just something tracking bananas with 40 images trained on. That probably doesn't sound so good. Here's something with 2000. That sounds already better. There's you can see at the images actually, there's a lot of different perspectives, different angles. A lot also on white background, maybe not so optimal because that doesn't look like a real world example. And it's also not out of the MetaQuest view, so also that could be a problem. But we can just try it and then see how good it is performing. And what I just did, I copied the model ID and I just pasted in here. Then I look again what classes does the model have. It's one time override, wipe, and unwipe. So I just copy them in here. And probably 76% is quite high. So I go down to 60% because the model didn't look like it will understand our MetaQuest pictures quite good. So maybe it's a bit unsure. And so I just put the confidence bar a bit lower. And I can adjust it over time a bit, but I'll just try to 0.6 first. And yeah, then I will run it and see how it's working. And yeah, I show you my view again. Let's see how Unity is doing. Take some time. No, it should work. No. Okay, so the application is starting. So we just my monitor. So the application started, and I can now start the tracking again. And let's see if it finds a banana. It needs some time for starting again. And you see that's tracking it enough. It's not really good. It's never really confident. It's always at 0.6% around about. But yeah, it's basically working. That's how you can get started. And then, like I said, probably you will perform better training your own models with photos which you was capturing from the MetaQuest itself. So yeah, that's the kit. You could basically get started in a couple of minutes with any of the models which is available out there. And yeah, that's the Roboflow kit. And then we have one more kit available. It's the AI Workbench, which we already introduced in the beginning as like way which a toolkit which allows you to integrate really a big amount of providers into your project using standardized interfaces in Unity. And here's a video about it. It was developed by Rick from the Sense AI mentors. And you can see it's able to use all different data formats, text, images, voice, sound, exactly, and all APIs, Gemini, OpenAI, Roboflow as well, Grok, NVIDIA, and yeah, it's a really powerful tool, and I definitely recommend it to you to try out for as a starting point for your project as well. Exactly. And then we have one more interesting point. Probably already heard about it. It's the MCP, it's the Model Context Protocol, which is now also supported with the for the MetaQuest through the MetaQuest Developer Hub version 6.1.0. And what is MCP? It's basically like AI agent which can use different methods or access directly your MetaQuest if it's connected to you. You can do screenshots. It can understand the log messages. And if you combine it with any other coding agent out there, then it could be a tool which is really powerful and helping you really to debug fast. It can access documentation, for example, directly from Meta, the latest one. And it's really easy to integrate also and get started. So I just show you how to do that. So for example, you need to open the MetaQuest Developer Hub, and then you go to settings and AI tools. And then you already see there's the MCP server startup or the server setup. And there's two options. Either you use it in Cursor, which is AI IDE available for developing directly with an AI assistant, which is mainly for vibe coding your project. And the alternative would be to directly add it to Visual Studio Code or setting it up manually, for example, in Android Studio, etc. I just show you the easy way to do it now. So I added to my VS Code. So what you now see is like there's a plugin available, which you just need to install. I did that already. No, I did it now. And after that, it should be directly available. So if I now, don't open the terminal. If I now open my AI assistant in here, for me, it's now GitHub Copilot, if I have in here, but it could be any other agent you have available as well. And you can go into the agent mode, which is for running commands directly on your computer as well and trying out different things. You can choose your IDE here, like your large language model here, which you already know probably. And then you can configure your tool. And you see now here, there's already the built-in tools, AI or MCP tools. And now you can see here is the Horizon OS development MCP. And you also directly get an overview. What can this agent really do or this MCP server do? It can, for example, fetch the MetaQuest documentation. It can get log messages here from Android Logcat, or it can even take screenshots and use the screenshots for debugging. So it's already activated. So I probably just ask in here, I just need to maybe activate my MetaQuest also. I can just ask in here, can you take a screenshot my MetaQuest? That's probably just not the most powerful example, but it's definitely one of the simple ones to do and easy to show that's how it was working. So you can see the AI agent is thinking here. It's thinking of how to get a screenshot from my MetaQuest. And yeah, now it's trying to capture a screenshot. It actually failed. It didn't work. That's good live performance. Maybe I need to put on the headset to keep it running. Um, it's offering me multiple options now how to continue on this problem. Uh, and I can try again. And we give them some time. Oh, that's a typical problem of showing it. I give it one more time. Try again by trying to restart ADB. Because I already had that problem when I was trying out before, so I know he was last time offering to restart ADB before. So maybe I can just instruct him to do that. Um, and maybe I need to allow him to restart the ADB. I think actually ADB is probably blocked by Unity or something else, and that's why it was not uh, available. Okay, now get a screenshot. Let's say it's the last try, the last opportunity with Giftery agent. Okay, it's not working. Um, yeah, uh, let's leave it like that. Uh, it was working before, so maybe you can just try it out yourself one more time as well. And yeah, just we wanted to share it. It's a really powerful tool. And with that, we would come to the Git session now. We are quite out of time. I guess we can do questions first, right? Laura?
Yes, yes. What's the questions? We have just a few. So do you think it would be possible to use the camera API to capture all the camera data from a shot, including the small side cameras? Do you see the question? It's a little bit longer. Store that full video stream and send it to server that processes everything with PyTorch to produce an output like Gaussian ocean splatting or a NERF. At the very least, from a single render, you would have color and some sense of volume. I'm not sure if the LiDAR information could also be sent. What's your opinion on this? I'm inexperienced with Quest ecosystem.
You can capture this data and send it. I don't know if it would make sense to capture the entire video stream for that. Actually, you can get a lot of this data for Gaussian splatting, for example, nearly in real time, let's say, like the depth data, for example. Um, yes. Uh, okay. It's a tough question. It's definitely possible to do that. I saw a similar project some time ago, um, but I think it's really big. It will need a lot of time to work on that. And you're saying you're having not so much experience with MetaQuest. So probably I would say maybe just start with one point first, like capturing this dev data overall and sending it to a server, and then adding one step after each other. Yeah.
Okay. What about user-generated content, though? It was for the question. Let me find it. Is there any AI model or API that you use with VR? Feed the API with the virtual camera instead of the real cameras. So what about user-generated content? It was
Mm,
yeah, tied to the other
yes.
question.
Yeah, what you could do is, for example, let's say you can paint something in VR and then you can send the picture of this painting out of your camera view to AI to convert this painting into something more beautiful, let's say. Um, that's definitely possible. Yeah, I guess it could be like a nice tool for creative work.
Thank you. One last. Roboflow can be used in Unity. It's hard to parse. I think that was answered through your
Yes, Overflow
session.
can be used in Unity. It can be used in the MetaQuest directly as well. That's all covered by our Overflow toolkit. And there's also additional sample scene in here. I can just share it shortly. So this is the MetaQuest project we were just sharing. And there's also a Unity scene just showing how much I need to watch and see. There's actually also a Unity tutorial. Exactly. That you were seeing also in the video. So if you want to get started like that, we actually covered as well.
Before moving to Git, we are holding also office hour, which should start now. I just want to ask if anyone who is interested and has some troubleshooting or difficulties, whether you can raise the hand so we can see the interest, and then we can do the Git, the office hour, if anyone is interested in helping with the projects. They can help with XR AI, Git setup, anything. Or, okay, you can also write in the chat whether you have any issues we can help with. And then we can go to the last part, Git for remote collaboration. Nigel can show us all the tricks.